Metroid Prime 4 Beyond. Yes, I've been talking about it a whole lot. All kinds of coverage, and y'all been loving it. And I've seen, the views been crazy on the YouTube. I've seen the subscribers, which was, over 60 subscribers I got just off of making, all these videos. And it's cool because, I've been talking about Metroid for years. I love Metroid. This is nothing new. But it's cool that people have found, the recipe channel and have been taking a liking to all the content I've been making. So, yeah, what I want to talk about here is basically, an idea that I had that stemmed from the recent video I did on Doom the Dark Ages. So in the Doom the Dark Ages video, I talked about this mode called Invasion that they had, right, for Doom Eternal. That basically got taken out of the single player where you can, your friends would be able to jump into your single player game, take over the enemies, and hunt you down. So you could be playing your single player, but the actual enemies you're fighting are actual real people, not AI. So that's really cool. And they stripped that out. They ended up creating a battle mode, a whole separate thing where a lot of those ideas were still there, but it wasn't in the single player. My whole idea was, they should bring that back, for Doom the Dark Ages, because that's a very creative idea, and it's just a way to give replay value to the single player. So for example, let's say when you're going to start your main single player campaign playthrough, it asks you, public, friends, or nobody, as in basically people invading your game. So public would mean anybody could just jump in your game and people would just be trolling you left and right, which is, you asked for that. Cool. Friends only your friends list, people on your friends list could jump into your game. Again, cool. You asked for that. Or if you don't want none of that, you could just take it off. Options is nice, right? So I was thinking yeah, that would be a good idea also for a Metroid game because, or any first person really, so for Metroid. But then I was, what would be a cool idea? I started thinking for Metroid, and it's single player in a way to add online where it's not that intrusive, but still online, still something where you feel some kind of connection to your friends. Nintendo's done cool things like with Wind Waker, they did the bottles, in Mario Wonder. You saw your friends in real time running around with you, If they're there, they could put the little standees and you could come back to life. If they're there, no standees there, but they're there, you could go into them and come back to life. It was really nice. And I loved playing a game like that. I loved experiencing it in that way. I think that was super genius. And it didn't feel like it was, ruining my single player experience. When I think about that game, I don't even think much about, all the players running around with me in the levels. No, I still think about it like a single player Mario 2D game that I beat and I loved, right? So I was thinking about what would be that thing for Metroid if they wanted to do that. Look, I made a video already saying I would love a Hunter's, side mode. So you got your single player, call it campaign, whatever you want to call it, story. Then you have your Hunter's mode, which would be multiplayer, straight up arena style, a bunch of hunters just kicking each other's asses. All well and good fun. But I wanted to focus on single player. And here's what I thought of. And when I thought about it, I was like, man, they probably not going to do this, but I hate that I thought about it because I really, really want it. Even though it's not that big of a thing, it's still a nice touch. So here's what I thought of. Imagine, and I'm going to make you as an example, and then I'm going to go to my playthrough. So you're playing Metroid Prime 4 Beyond, right? You go into this room, regular room, point A, point B. You came in through this door. You see the door at the other side of the room. There's some enemies in there. Bang, bang, bang. You whip on them, right? And then you're like, hold on, let me not just go straight through. Let me look around. Oh, wait, I hear a little, I'm doing the horrible sound, but that little, that sound you hear whenever there's something around, a secret. So because you start to look around, you started hearing that. So, oh shit, let me see. You start scanning whatever. All right, there's something up there. You got to blow something up. A spider ball got up there. Blim, 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 blim. You got the thing, and then you leave through the exit, right? So now we're going to my playthrough. I get to this room. Door opens. I go in. Enemies. Bang, 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 bang. Kill them. Oh, there's the exit. Bang, bang, bang. And I leave and I keep going. My experience was different from yours, right? Because eventually I'm gonna backtrack. Oh yeah, let me go get some more weapons and and upgrade myself. So let me look around for more missiles expansions, energy tanks, whatever the case may be. So I'll find it eventually, but I didn't find it just then. Now again, this would be something you opt in on. All right, you could opt in to have this right at the beginning of your story mode, or you could not, or you can even turn it on throughout, on and off. You could just toggle it in the menus. Like, yeah, right now when I play, I want that feature. Right now when I play, I don't want that feature. You know, it doesn't have to be a choice right at the beginning. It could just be something you toggle on and off. But imagine now, let's rewind to your playthrough, right? Not mine, where I just killed the enemies and walked through and didn't get the energy or the missile expansion. Let's say that's what it was, a missile expansion, right? Now, this is where the mode, the idea that I have comes into play. You would be able to leave a message, almost like Splatoon, almost like the bottle in Wind Waker, and put it somewhere. Like, all right, I'm gonna put it here where they can't miss it. So now when I go into that room, we left your playthrough, you left the message, I come through, when I scan, I see, oh look, there's a scan thing, and you could tell those are the friend scans. Like, they left a message behind. Bro, I ain't gonna spoil, like you wrote this, bro, I ain't gonna spoil you this for you, but I wouldn't just leave this room because there might be something in here. You know, you don't gotta say, yo, up in the upper right corner, blow up the wall, there's a missile expansion, just spider wall up there. You don't gotta say all that. You could spoil the whole thing. Or you could just give hint, there's something in this room. Almost like the bottle system. So I was like, yo, that would be so cool for the scanning. It gives the scanning more of a use other than, oh yeah, I'm getting all this lore for the game. Now you got that Wind Waker bottle style, Splatoon style messaging system where you could just leave, you know, little hints here and there that you'll scan. Like, that'll be cool. You can make like friend scan a specific color, like everything else you scan, let's say it's like, you know, blue, whatever, and or red, and you scan it, it turns blue, so you know you scanned it. Like, you could just make like, oh yeah, the friends messages are like yellow things that you scan, you know, something like that. But I was thinking like, yo, that would be mad cool, a way to leave little hints behind, like scannable hints. So your scan visor, you do this all through your scan visor too, like it gives it more features, more value. I thought that was a cool idea, and I know, look, I understand Metroid fans, I understand. You hate hints, you hate Aurora units popping up in Prime 3 and telling you, hey, over here, you know, Gore just did something. You should go check that out on your own time, whenever you got time. You know, you should go check that out. Over there, over there. Like they point like 3 times, question mark, over there. And you're like, all right, Jesus, I get it. You know, let me make my way over there on my own time like a regular Metroid game. I understand that, you know? But that's why I said this would be something that you could opt in on. And personally, I would use this. I probably would use it on my first playthrough. You know, and it's like, oh, but it'll spoil it. Well, if we all get it day one, I would probably be the one putting the most messages up. You know, and so it's like, it would be pretty much fine. Let's say you're having trouble with a boss, and somebody writes, imagine in Dread. I can give you the perfect example. Imagine in Dread. Before you went in Fort Kraid, there was a scannable hint right there, and it said like, yo, if you go and get power bombs before this fight, you could whip on them real quick, you know what I'm saying? And you were struggling with it. So, you know what, let me go and do what, you know, goddamn 1, 2, 3, 4 on my friends list. That's just his name. 1, 2, 3, 4 on my friends list said, I'm going to go and find the power bomb. Oh, I got the power bombs. Now I come in. I use it. Oh, I whooped on Kraid. I couldn't beat this boss, but that helped me. That'll be cool. You know what I'm saying? Like, that'll be cool. And I know, it's like, man, that's such a simple thing. You know, like, that's like your coolest idea. I'm like, well, you can do the invasion mode. And it's like, oh yeah, you know, I pick a space pirate, Omega pirate, this kind of pirate, one that only can be killed with that beam pirate. And then I choose it, jump into my friend game, and then just start chasing him. It's like, yo, warning, you know, Samus, you have a hunter in here trying to hunt you or something like that. Or maybe you could pick a hunter and then just pop in your shit, like in Hunters. And now he's like, yo, that's a real person. That's 1, 2, 3, 4. He's in this, oh shit. And you shooting at him and you knock him out. It's like, yo, leave me alone, bro. And you just leave. Like, yeah, of course, there's mad fun to be had with that. But there's also, you could go into the Mario Wonder style and say, what if there was ghosts of other people's playthrough and we're all playing at the same time and we can help each other and da da da. Yeah, all that stuff applies, but not everything will work for the IP. So it's like, I don't want to sit here and be like, oh yeah, do all these other things. But I think the scanning as a hint system, because y'all gotta understand, I am all about accessibility in games. This is why I throw shade at Elden Ring developers. Like, hey, we don't do a pause button. It's like, yeah, fuck off. Straight up. I don't care. There's no in between for me. There's no room of conversation for you to not have a let me go piss button. You understand what I'm saying? Like, it's just not. I'm never going to accept that, like, ever. Like, look, I love Metroid Dread, and I still gave Metroid Dread shit for one reason, because Nintendo was all about inclusivity. The Wii remote, people, old folks home was playing games. A lot of games it was, oh yeah, like Metroid Other M. Yeah, just make it with one controller. Don't use the analog stick. Why? It'll be more accessible that way. Whatever. Okay, it is what it. But I always, I fell in love with this idea that Iwata had of accessibility and letting everybody play. So when I saw like Microsoft do their adaptive controller, I was like, genius. You know what I'm saying? Because now you can make the most hardcore game, but anybody can still play it because now there's a controller built and designed for everyone of any, basically any level of disability can find a way to make the game work for them. And I thought, genius, that's awesome. And so when Dread came out and it won the award for least accessible game, I was sad. I didn't care because I loved it. Because I was like, yo, this game is so hardcore. It uses every button, bro. And like it's so like, oh, this is a video game. And I loved it. But then when I saw that, I was like, oh shit, that makes me sad because I love this IP and I want everybody to play it. And there isn't mappable controls, and there isn't a way to make this game accessible for them. And I was like, shit, that makes me sad as a Metroid fan who wants this IP to grow. And I just want everybody to be able to play anything they want. That's why I love the idea of the adaptive controller, right? So that's what led me to this accessibility. Like maybe for us, Prime 4 probably be a cakewalk because we played Prime 1, 2, 3. We played shit like Doom Eternal and all that. And while that is true, for some people it might be difficult. Puzzles are difficult, and platforming is difficult, and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Like, it's crazy shit. Like, I can see a hint system saying like, oh yeah, you can't get up there. Yeah, you got to go and find the double jump because maybe somebody don't play Metroid like that, and then they got only the regular jump. So there's like, nah, you got to go find the double jump. You can't access this area yet. A little hint that'll help because you never know. There might be a person be like, yeah, I'm just putting this shit down. I can't take this shit. I don't know what to do. I don't know where to go. Ugh. It's like, yo, just go get a player's guide or something. What if they don't want to do that? So having accessibility built into the games, like a lot of Nintendo games been doing, I think is a good thing. I think it's genius, and I think they should do that, like 100%. So yeah, the idea of having a scanning hint system, an online scanning hint system in the game. That's a mouthful. An online scanning hint system in the game, I think would be a cool thing. Let me know what y'all think though. Like genuinely, like if this is something that you would use, would you turn it off? And that's the thing, you'll have the option to turn it off. So I don't want to hear somebody be like, no, don't do that. It's like, bro, it's an option. Just an option. Options are good. Options aren't bad. Having an easy, normal, hard, super hard mode, like that's a good thing. It makes your game more inclusive. Some people don't want, for example, Flintstock, right? Which I started on Game Pass. You have your normal mode, and then you have like an easy mode. And when you click the easy, it just says story. It's not even easy. It's a story, as in, oh, it's light. You basically get the story, but if you play this, you don't get no achievements. And I'm like, that's fucked up. That's messed up because what if the person can't? The game is hard too. Don't get it twisted. Like it's challenging. So I'm like, what if the person can't? So they should just not be able to play. Oh no, you could play it still and get the story mode, but now they don't get achievements. But what if I'm on Xbox? I'm playing. Achievements is the thing. I play. I like to see my achievements pop up. Why am I getting punished for not being that good? It's like, oh, then get good. Like that's fucked up. Like it is, especially if you're in the medium that's interactive and so inclusive that everybody plays. Or it don't matter, who you are around the world. There's games everywhere. So it's like you should accommodate them everywhere. And I think this kind of hint system is a cool thing. I loved it in Wind Waker. I genuinely did. And seeing people's little doodles and stuff in the plazas of, Splatoon 1, 2, 3, like, that's mad cool. Like, I like all that stuff. So something like this in a Metroid game would be nice. And look, even if you toggle it on, it's still a choice within the game. Because you could choose to scan everything else, and then you see that specific yellow scan that's a friend scan, and you go, yeah, I'm not going to scan that right here because I just don't want no hints. Let me figure it out first. If I can't find that in here, let me see what message this dude left here. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, sad. They ain't shit here. I just wanted to leave you this message to let you know you're doing so good. You've gotten so far. Keep going. Hey, you know what? I like that message. You just motivated me to go into the next room and just wipe everything out. Let's go. Like, anything. So I think that would be a cool little addition. Now, I'm done with that. I think it's a good idea, and I want to hear your thoughts in the comment section below, but I want to add something else now. to this conversation that I've been having of Metroid, because I've been bringing up Doom a lot, Doom Eternal, and rightfully so. There is a lot of parallels between that and the Prime games and the evolution of what the Prime games should become. Remember, it's been since 2007. We haven't had one since 2000. I know Federation Force is technically a Metroid Prime Federation Force. I understand, but still, mainline, Samus Aran, abilities, enhancing, and all that. Prime 3 Corruption. That was the last one in 2007. It's been almost 20 years. There's been a lot of games in between. And I keep mentioning, you know, Doom Eternal. And I'm almost certain that everybody who's working on Metroid Prime, I'll go further. Everybody who's working on the actual controls and gameplay design of Prime 4, I'm almost certain that somebody in that circle, the ones who are pushing that gameplay forward, has experienced Doom 2016 and Eternal, or one of each. You know what I mean? And so they may already be like, oh, you know what we could do? That might already be there. But I was thinking like, yo, what are the other games that I would give Retro? Like, well, not no more. The game is, you know, it's pretty much done. It's coming out next year. Now it's just fine tuning, polishing, and shit. But if I could have given them a game back when they were going to restart a few years back, you know what I'm saying? Development, when Retro got it back, when they got their baby back. You know what games I honestly would have given them? I would have gave them Doom Eternal, not 2016, Doom Eternal, because that one had a lot of platforming, running and grabbing walls and everything, which Samus actually does in Metroid Dread. She grabs those magnetic walls, so I wouldn't be opposed to seeing her do that shit in the Prime game. Just saying. I love all her moves in Dread, so like bringing them to 3D. I know everything is not going to translate from 2D to 3D, but that doesn't mean that I can't say I wish, I hope, I would like, right? So Doom Eternal was one. But I was like, yo, how have I not mentioned the other one? Literally one of the best single-player first-person video games ever made. Titanfall 2. And the crazy thing is, if you go by the old conversations that Tanabe would have, he always talked about, if I ever do another Prime game, I'm probably going to play with time. You know, we did that kind of a bit with the Light Dark World and stuff, but no, I want to play with time in a cool way. I think that could work great with Metroid puzzles and stuff like that. And I was like, hell yeah. Imagine you like see something in your way, you're like, damn, I can't get it out the way. Now you got to go back in time, you know, and prevent that thing from falling there or whatever. Or you have to go back in time to when there was a, like, I don't know, like you know what I'm saying? Like just different things. And it's like, yeah, move it out the way, and now you got in the future a way through, you know, something like that. Like, yeah, you prevented that whole situation from happening. So now this whole area is different. Like, let's say you go into an area that's like beat down, like, just muddy and ugly and just Torvis Bog, just even though I like Torvis Bog a lot. But, you know, it's like, it's like this is a forest, but it's kind of like dead and rotten. Right? So let's say you go back in time and there was like something that caused that to happen, and it was like a boss and you beat that boss. So because you killed that boss, when you go back into the future, now you're in Torvis Bog, it's like this beautiful, lush, Pandora looking world instead of like looking forest, you know? That's cool stuff. And because it's a bigger, alive world, there's different creatures, animals, platforms, and things for you to traverse. And you know what I'm saying? So time can really work for it. Titanfall 2 did cool stuff with time. Like really cool stuff where you were seeing yourself do stuff. And then you were like doing things in order to benefit yourself in that timeline. It was really cool. So I was like, yeah, Samus could do that. But even beyond that, we're talking gameplay here. That game, you could zoom around with your like grapple hook style thing, you know, and get onto a Titan. So you could zoom around, you could run on walls. You had your dodging left and right with your like jetpack and all that. It felt like the evolution of Metroid Prime gameplay, just like Doom. So I just wanted to give a shout out real quick to Titanfall 2, a game which I've played through on the channel recently. So if you want to see me play that, if you've never seen the game, look it up. It's on the channel. I played that. Just like I played through Zero Mission on the channel. I played through Metroid Prime on the channel. If you want to check out those gameplay videos, you could. You know, on my Patreon, they know. They've seen them. But yeah, like, that's one. So Doom, no, that's two. Doom Eternal and Titanfall 2. I think those are the best games that Retro could study in order to evolve Metroid Prime's gameplay. But then there's the other one, a little sleeper one. And it's one that I played this game through Game Pass, And I didn't think that. I said, you know, I'm just download this, see how it is. I'm probably not gonna like this shit, and literally played it straight through the whole game. I think I stopped once, like to eat, and then came right back and just finished it. And didn't know I was doing that. I just got consumed by it because I love the gameplay, the mechanics of it. It felt so fresh. And when I was playing, I was like, a lot of things here I would pull and you know, put in a Prime game in the future. Because every time I play a first person game, I think about Metroid Prime. You know what I'm saying? So the game I'm talking about is Shadow Warrior 3. Shadow Warrior 3 is still on Game Pass. If you don't know, it's a super fun game. Do not sleep. Like that game, it just grabbed me. It was just so cool, and the gameplay was so fun. And then you would like kill enemies, and certain enemies that you killed, they would leave an ability behind. So then you would take that ability, and then you could use it against the enemies. And I'm like, you can even do that in Metroid, because Metroid, you know, is all about power ups. So imagine if there were, like, I guess not power ups that you take and you have throughout your whole adventure, but imagine there was stuff like almost like the PD suit. You know, you couldn't really use it the whole time and just spam the whole game because it would kill you. So imagine if there was power-ups that certain enemies drop that you can use, you know, and it's like, oh yeah, I have it for this moment. Even if it was like a specific type of, oh yeah, I'm just energized. I got to let out all this juice, you know, just like the PED, so you had to let it out, all that power. They could do stuff like that, but Shadow Warrior did cool things with abilities. So it's like, that's one that I would definitely show them. And this one, there's nothing we could do about it because this is the revolutionary in first-person gameplay. It's not out yet. But eventually, there's going to be a Metroid Prime 5, right? I mean, I believe, but we all hope, right? 5, 6, a whole new trilogy, right? I got to bring this up because you may not want to hear it, but they are about to revolutionize first-person games forever. They did it already with the aiming down sights and everything, Call of Duty. I'm bringing up Call of Duty Black Ops 6 because that new movement system that they got, where you could move around in 360, you could run in every direction now. That's something that I can't wait to try in August when the beta comes out, because I know it's going to make a lot of first-person shooters feel obsolete if it's really good. And the reason why I bring that up is because I've been asking for this for years. I was like, yo, let me run in every direction. Why is that I can only run forward? That's not realistic. Yeah, in real life, I can't run backwards as fast as I can run forward. But you best believe if I step into, I could throw myself back. I could run backwards and then turn around and run. Like, I was like, they got to add that to first-person shooters. And they never did. And I've been asking for this since, like, honestly, since, like, Time Splitters games. You know what I mean? Like, a little bit after Perfect Dark. So I would say, like, Time Splitters games. You know? And then it's happening now. But it's after Prime. But it's still nice to see, you know, the evolution of first-person shooter, because it's an industry at the end of the day where everybody is playing within many of the same genres, and everybody's trying to evolve those genres and make them better, make them cooler, you know, and do their own things. Like, yeah, there's a million open world games, and yet still Breath of the Wild did enough to separate itself from many and become super successful. You know, so Assassin's Creed, there's a lot of cool shit too. You could climb every wall and all that, like in the Zelda game. Like, they evolved and did a lot of cool shit. It's cool, you know? So there's always looking at your peers. And so right now, I really do hope that at least Time Splitters, I said Time Splitters, my bad. Titanfall 2 and, you know, Doom Eternal played a role in, you know, Retro Studios' evolution of the Prime series. I get it, like, you know, some people want that slower tank like Samus, and I'm like, listen, to me, it's all about, am I getting puzzles? Am I searching and hunting for power-ups? Are there cool-ass boss fights and a lot of action and shooting? Cool. If you do all that, yeah, you can make the game faster. You can speed it up. And she can run around like Dread, and she could run, oh, you know what, I don't even want to fight this little, you know, little bees, little bugs that come out the goddamn, you know, the hives, and you got to blow those up in order for them to stop coming. Now in Prime 4, like in Prime 1, you would stop, shoot all of them. You know, and Prime 3, if you had your screw attack, you would just screw attack through all, and just keep going. Love that. You know, it was like the evolution. It's like, yeah, that thing now became easily taken care of. So imagine if they got the uppercut from Dread. So now you run by, just ping, just uppercut that shit with your cannon and just keep running through. Like, hell yeah, like, I would love that. What? That'd be amazing. So it's like, yeah, I want to see that kind of stuff happen, you know, and it could. That's a beautiful thing. That's the best thing. Like, even though it's like, oh, as a Prime fan, it's like, yo, I want to see more already. When I say I want to see more, it ain't even about locations, nothing. I want to see the new. I want to see the Prime 4. They showed us Metroid Prime. It's back. Look at it. 4. This is it. But they didn't show us the beyond. That's what it feels like. And it's like, all right, we saw Prime 4. We know it looks beautiful, looks better than any Prime game, looks exactly like we would want it to look, looks awesome. It's probably going to look even better on the next hardware. But yeah, show us how does the game go beyond 1, 2, and 3. And they keeping that shit secret probably until next year. And it hurts me. It hurts me because I got to wait. But I feel like the wait is going to be good. And honestly, it's nice, because I get to make all of this content theorize, like, what games probably had influences on Prime 4's development, if any. It's just something to think about. So yeah, that's all I wanted to talk about. Let me know what you think of my online idea. And, what other games out there, because, maybe I didn't play every first-person shooter under the sun that really, speaks to the Prime series. Maybe you know of another one like, oh, no, this game, too. You mentioned good ones, Tom. Titanfall 2, goddamn Doom Eternal, perfect picks, but there's this other game. You might know one. Let me know in the comments so I could check it out and see. Because then I'll make another video and be like, yo, you was right. And they should definitely pull from that game, Like, look, I want them to come up with their own ideas and do all their own cool stuff, too. But that doesn't mean that they still shouldn't pull from these other great games that came out within the 2 decades that they haven't made a new entry in the series, in the FPA series, So, yeah, I would like to see, Samus far better, far evolved. And I get it. Look, I would love it. Because what I truly believe, and I think many of y'all would agree with me, what we saw was the beginning of the game. Why would Samus be anything more, right? Let's say she's Prime 3 Samus. Why would she be anything more? Like, nah, you're going to start like that. And then you're going to unlock this and unlock that and unlock this. And by the time you midway through the game, you literally, you doing everything that the Doomslayer was doing, that the Titanfall characters were doing. You running on walls, you climbing up walls, you grappling and doing all kinds of crazy shit. Speed boots is in there. The dream has been fulfilled. They got every Samus ability in there. Like, yeah, we don't know. And that's a good thing with Metroid. It's like, it evolves as you play. And it feels like that's the way the rollout of all the details of the game is going to be. It's like it's going to evolve as we get more teasers and more trailers and the reveal of the next hardware and the announcement that it's going to come for that and all that. Like, yeah, we have a lot of adventure ahead when it comes to this game, and I'm looking forward to it. Thankful for all of y'all, who've been enjoying the content, like I said earlier. I appreciate it. And yeah, that's pretty much going to do it for this episode. I hope y'all enjoyed it. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for everybody who's a patron. I appreciate y'all so much. And everybody who subscribes to the YouTube channel and all that, appreciate y'all. And yeah, that's it. Until the next one. Peace.